Hi guys, it's the Ex Church Girl. Welcome back to my channel. And today we're talking about more on handling your business. So today, make sure I'm set up right. Hopefully everything looks okay here. Today I want to talk about, oh boy, my battery would start dying out now, right? I want to talk about how, if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I am the ex-church girl, Sophia. And if you're not familiar with my channel here, I'm an ex-church girl for a reason, because I got out of church babble and just going there relentlessly with no results. And that's why I call myself the ex-church girl. Do I still believe in higher power? Of course I do, 1000%. But I also got out of being stuck in putting my financial responsibilities off on the pastor. I stopped trying to say it was the pastor's fault I was broke. I stopped trying to say it was the man's fault I was broke. And I accepted accountability for my own actions. And today, this is what I want to talk about when we talk about handling your business. So when you're handling your business before your business handles you, a coin from a very humble man here on, and I use that word. It's not really the word I want to use to talk about him, because humble means you're kind of like you're low. I know people have a different understanding of humble, but anyway, his name is Jason Black. He has a big channel called The Business. If you haven't checked it out, go over and check it out. And he talks about just being accountable. And as women, as a black woman, I'm speaking from my own perspective, that I've never had to be accountable to anybody except the job. That's the irony of it all, right? At 59 years old, yesterday was my birthday, and at 59 years old, I'm finally accountable for myself. I'm finally accountable for my own actions, because the more I push the blame off on somebody else and say it was somebody else's fault, well, that put me into victim mode. And it's just the more of that mentality that you have, the more you come up with. Like, you never get out of it. It's just a non-ending cycle of victimhood, right? So I said, stop being a victim and become victorious. And one way you do that is you handle your business by being accountable for your own actions. Because we always want to say, I look at YouTube in particular, because this is the platform that I'm talking from, and I see so many people on here not really accepting accountability for their actions. They will lie for 2 to 3 hours straight, and then come back next week and say something totally, or months later and say something totally different. But in the meantime, people are on here believing what you just said. And we don't come back and say, oh, I walked in error, or I made a mistake by saying that, or that was not what I meant to say. I should have said blah, blah, blah. I apologize for making the error. And that's another thing. We as black women are so hell-bent on not being apologetic. It's so crazy. Like, we will fight tooth and nail. We will fight to the death rather than apologize to somebody. We will fight and bump heads like two rams instead of apologizing to somebody. So we really need to start saying, you know what, I made a mistake. I erred in my ways. I was out of order, and I'm willing to change. I'm willing to do something different. And a lot of times we don't do anything different because, and this is like, I'm gonna keep it real here, ladies. A lot of times we don't want to do anything different because, and that includes getting a man over our lives, a leader outside of a pastor, because we don't want to be accountable to anybody. We always want to sit and say, I know it all. I have all the answers. I'm the smart person here. I'm the person who knows what I'm doing in life. And that's not always the case, because sometimes we are all over the place in our lives. We're not focused, we're not disciplined, because we don't have that man to stay on our backs to tell us, do this, do that, and I'm watching you, I'm seeing what you're doing, what you're not doing. And unfortunately, we as black women, we don't want to accept accountability for our actions. We want to blame everybody else for what we don't do, what we didn't do, what we could have done. And it's just so out of line, so out of order with what the universe has for us. And this is why a lot of times our lives really don't line up to where they need to be, because we are all over the place. We are all chaotic. We are introducing chaos into our lives. And we need to step back and say, okay, let me be accountable for my actions. Let me do something different this time. Let me say something different this time. Let me let somebody into my life, a man into my life, to be a leader. And it doesn't mean he has to be a tyrant. It just means that he's accountable. First of all, is he accountable to himself? What is he doing for himself? Because a lot of times we want to bring people into our lives and say, I'm going to change him for the better. No, the way you find him is the way you will keep. That's the way he'll be. You can't change anybody but yourself. And a lot of times change is difficult for us, and being accountable is different, because as a woman, you've never been accountable to anybody. You've always done things your own way, or it was the highway. Well, that's a hard knock life, ladies and gentlemen. Even for men who come in and try to run a woman's life, well, that woman's looking at you too. She's trying to see, she wants to see if you're accountable to yourself. Are you paying your bills on time? Is your car raggedy and junky? And even if it is, if you're working on paying, if you paid it off, you maintain it. Accountability. You shouldn't be calling your woman in the middle of the night saying, hey babe, you know what, your tire is flat, or your car is out of oil. What kind of mess is that? Adults, we must be accountable for our actions. We must step up and say, okay, I'm not perfect, but I'm willing to learn. You're never too old to learn. You're never too young to learn. Accountability is one of those words. Look it up. Look up the definition of accountability. See what it means. See how you can add it into your life. See how you can just make changes just by being accountable. And that's how another way that you can handle your business. Okay, so I want to shorten this video, because I don't want, like I said, I want to keep all my videos under 10 minutes. But we need to be accountable for our actions, ladies and gentlemen. As a black community, we're holding everybody else accountable. We're saying it's everybody else's fault. It's his fault. It's her fault. It's the nephew's fault. It's our uncle's fault. It's our grandmother's fault. It's our grandfather's fault. No. If you're a grown adult, you are accountable for your own actions, thoughts, and deeds. Simple. Whatever you decide to do today will determine your tomorrow. So step up to the plate, accept accountability for your actions, the error of your ways. Learn how to apologize. Learn how to be apologetic. Learn how to say I was out of order. Learn how to say I was wrong. Boy, those words really hurt us when we say them, don't they? I mean, the first time I started saying apologizing to people, I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? Maybe it makes me look weak, or one of those people you can run over. No, it actually strengthens you, because now you're stepping up and saying, okay, I need to work on these areas of my life. I need to work on these things here that are not lining up to me being an accountable adult and accepting responsibility for where I am in life. You sit around and cry, like I said last week. Have your little funky pity parties and keep it moving. I give myself 24 hours to be feeling a certain type of way about a situation, and I move it on quickly and easily. I stop trying to meditate on stuff that I cannot change. There's a chapter out here of home that says something about allow me to accept the things that I can change and accept the things that I cannot change. I can't remember it right now, but maybe I'll Google it and do a short on it. But that's the video for today, people. I love you all, diamonds. Thank you so much. I hope you have a safe, wonderful Memorial Day weekend. And again, you are the captain of your own ship. You are responsible for your own life. You are accountable for your own actions. You are accountable for how you live how you choose to live your life. That means accepting accountability for your own actions, thoughts, and deeds. That's handling your business. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this part of the my new adventure on my new subject every week on how to handle your business. Of course, I don't do notes right now. Probably in the future I will, but if I know a topic that is from my heart, I just start talking. I turn the camera on and start talking. So give me your thoughts on what I spoke about today. Love you all, diamonds. If nobody told you today, I love you. And this is Sophia. Have a great, wonderful, safe holiday weekend. Peace.